Want to thank Winlight Ministries for their church service this morning at 7:30 a.m. And again, want to thank Reverend Matt for just a great deal last night to celebrate the life and times of Lorraine. Our first pair, Aiden Pyers and Aiden Harris, I do believe. And Aiden goes red. That's Harris. And Pyers goes to the next round. Oh, Junior. Right now. They line him up and let him go. Gidcombe leading into points. Chris Wickie trying to get some notches up and see if he can get a butchie at the 8th mile. It is. Gidcombe runs a 36 of a Tascadero. 9 years old, Fawcett Racing. Rick H. Flooring, and I saw that at a big car and didn't remember what it was. But Mason over there probably got a little bit of that King Oil Tool money. And Kyler Conrad from Bakersfield. Yep, that's Josh's boy, and he's got a root. He got a bunch of people yelling and screaming for him at the top end. Kyler breaks out by a stack. Miles an hour, and I think he gets a speeding ticket for that or something. Jonathan Flores, the 4th generation of drag racers. Out of there, John Weaver, the Dream Weaver, top alcohol, funny car. Pretty neat deal, everybody in that family. And now the Floreses in John Flores out of Hanford. 4th generation drag racer. Mel's Towing, Cutting Edge, the 06 half scale. Dow's an 894 as we go to bracket number 2. Your points leader here is Kelsey Hubert, followed by Kyle Cowling. So Jonathan Flores, 894. Nick Matson, King Oil Tools, Consolidated Tile sponsored junior from Paso Robles. Nick Dow's in 890 in the Tower Lane, 894 in the Automobile Club lane for Jonathan Flores. There is a starting line advantage. Does it turn into a win light at the top end? Answer is 8th mile. Yes, sir. 4th generation drag racer Jonathan Flores, a 902 with a 1 at 70.41 miles an hour. And a win light into the next round of bracket deuce. That's the 2 ski. Kate Poe. Now, Kate Poe was our bracket 1 winner in 2011. But kids get older and they move up into brackets, and that's how stuff goes. So Kate is now running bracket 2. And I have to go back and forth and look at the points. May have a chance of moving forward and on the championship. Maverick Malloy out here with the Couch Bunch. Mike Malloy, his dad. Chino Hills, the 89 Spitzer Jr. over here in the Tower Lane. and Cade Poe, our 2011 Bracket 1 champion over in the Automobile Club lane. They're off and gone. Maverick is up here at the end of the day. He's digging this deal. Maverick is done for the day. He runs 925 on a 10, while Cade runs a 902 on an 893 dial, and Cade Poe moves on to the next round. Wyatt Matson, another one of those King Oil Tools, consolidated tile. My dad, Steve Matson, sponsored Jr. from over in Paso Robles. And Austin Hubert. Now, Kelsey Hubert is leading this deal. Austin must be her brother. And Austin's somewhere in the numbers. Sportsman, attention to the lanes. Real call for Sportsman, last call. Last call, Sportsman in the lanes. Sportsman to the lanes, please. Yeah, brother's not quite that close. Wyatt Matson could do some damage in bracket 2, though. Not really, but it could be a spoiler. Austin's a couple of 3 places ahead of Wyatt. But Steve's working on the next generation of Matson drag racers. And he's going to be working on that for a while, because I think unless Austin does something really unwise, no, he does not. Pretty savvy young man. A 912 with a 504 dial gets a win light. Wyatt a 44 on a 24, but the 172 light compared to the 35 kind of did that deal right off the starting line. McKenna get come and Kelsey Hubert. McKenna out of the Racing McKenna family of Riverside. D&L support team and mom and dad. 6696 Hanson Chassis Jr., 899 the dial in the Auto Club lane. Here in the Tower lane, our points leader in bracket 2, Kelsey Hubert from Los Alamitos, where the quarter horses race in the 2000 Junior Drag Works Dragster. 11:56 Kelsey's dial-in. So, a couple of 2 seconds. McKenna's going to have to sit and wait. Let's see if we have developed patience in our young junior dragster drivers.
He says put it back where it was.
There goes Kelsey. Here comes McKenna. There is no starting line advantage. It's in the thousands at the win. Oh, and Kelsey is gone. A 12:07, way too slow on that 11:56 dial. 9:37 on an 8:99 dial for McKenna Gidcombe, and McKenna levels the field for everybody in bracket 2 and takes out the points leader, Kelsey Hubert. Kyle Colley, another one of those bracket 2 guys, and Madison Rochelle. I'm not sure if it's Roque or Rochelle. Their brother and sister, they're from Visalia, California, for Madison. A 913 dial over here in the Tower lane, and Kyle Colley gets the automatic win light as Madison doesn't make the call. Kyle, 913 dial. And he runs a 920. So Madison not making the call this morning, and therefore Kyle Colley moves on to round next, the junior dragster. Sportsman, we've already made the last call. You should be sitting there getting cheated. All right, the hitters in junior dragsters. Junior dragster, bracket 3. These are the big kids. Amy Buck with an at Buck, Ukaipa, Mom and Dad, Star Auto, a big supporter of junior dragsters and one of our season sponsors here with ANRA. Want to say thank you to the Bucks and their Enterprise of Star Auto Parts, the 792 dial for Amy over in the Automobile Club lane. Alex Torres. Now, Dale's got Hemis and Wallies, and Don's got Hemis and Wallies, and we're growing a new generation of Torres drag racers in Alex Torres from La Mirada. Dylan Cowling is your points leader, followed by Brendan Helgeson and Tyler Reese in bracket 3. So Amy Buck over in the Automobile Club lane and Alex Torres here in the Tower lane. They fire up. There's 1/1000th of a second difference off the tree at the big end. Win light goes to Amy Buck, 797 on a 92 dial at 81.36, and 803 on that 790 for Alex Torres, and he'll get another chance next year. Andrew AJ Epicness Thomas. Chowchilla sponsored the shirt jack. That's Mom and Dad, Tammy and Ron. The 11, a motivational junior, 8 flat, the dial for AJ. And Ashley Duchelle, Palmdale. 17, that is an 08 half scale. She dials 790 in the Tower lane. AJ gives it up on a red ball, and Ashley's going to the next round. AJ Thomas, 031 red ball, and that was the end of that deal. And Tammy writes it down, and Ronnie looks up the track. Doggone. Jordan Summers. Now, Jordan was our bracket 3 champion in 2011 with ANRA. And this year she's not, she's probably in the top 5. Laverne, California, the 06 half scale, 793 dial in. AJ Cameron, out of the famous Racing Camerons here in Bakersfield, 06 half scale. Gage and Dad and the whole Cameron family coming out. Matter of fact, Courtney's going to come up and sing the national anthem this afternoon. Wow. No real advantage off the starting line. Win light goes Jordan Summers. 801 on a 793 dial. 78.82 and 803 on a 790 dial for AJ. And Jordan Summers moves to round next. In bracket 3, Nicholas Van Horn, Downey, California. The 99, Van S. Junior dragster 798, the dial. Chloe Leadfoot Lantane from Corcoran. The 2000 motivational. The whole Lantane bunch is out here. Chloe and Kevin, her dad. Her dad's racing NE2 in his altered. All right, Hot Rods, you're back in the game now. Hot Rods to the lanes, please. Hot Rods, back to the lanes, please. Hot Rods, back to the lanes, please. Chloe dials 860 in the Tower lane, and Nick Van Horn, 798 in the Automobile Club lane. They rock, they roll. Problems for Nick Van Horn. He's done. Chloe's going to get a round win. She runs 31 on a 20. Off is 70 light. Kevin and the whole Lantane crowd are happy, happy, happy. And look at that. Nick Van Horn. This is how I became friends with Rick Nordness years and years ago. Because pulls that junior over to the side of the track. If he's leaking any fluids, they're not getting in the groove. We don't have a lot to clean up. Doggone, these junior dragster kids are good at what they do. They've been taught well and they follow instructions. Can't say that's always true for us grown-ups, but the kids do a great job. All right, we've moved Nick Van Horn out of the lanes. It's now Dylan Cowling and Garrett Easley. Dylan is our points leader from Rancho Cucamonga in bracket 3. Garrett Easley, Lodi, 06 half scale, dial 790. The points leader, Dylan Cowling, dial 798. Dylan in the Automobile Club lane. Garrett Easley over here in the Tower lane. Remember, this here is all about the Butchie. Every race in everybody's mind, the image of that Butchie bobblehead is wakened. A red bow by Garrett Easley, given a points leader. Easy passed around next. Dylan Cowling running 801 on a 798, dial at 8164. Garrett Easley, 0.02 of a second red. That's all it takes and your day is over. And Easley is done. Mark Henry out of Rosamond. Tyler Reese out of Bakersfield. Tyler's up there in the points. Mark, not so much, I don't think. So we get him in the stage beams and ready to go. Mark, 808 dial. Tyler, a 793 dial. Hot rod, hot rod, hot rod. To the lanes, please. Hot rods, hot rods, hot rods. To the lanes, breakout by Tyler Reese. And a win light on an 809 with a 5. On an 808 dial goes to Mark Henry. Tyler dial 793 broke out by a stat. 787-1. Courtney Cameron. Courtney will be singing the national anthem for us later today. Right now, she got business to do in junior bracket 3, and she's in the Automobile Club lane. Sarah Scott, Santa Barbara, California, here in the Tower lane. Sarah dials 790. Courtney dials a 796. Well, it looks like, wow. Sarah Scott takes it away from Courtney Cameron. She runs 792 on a 790. Courtney had a much better light, but she runs an 819 on a 796, and wow, miles away. Courtney does not make round next, and Sarah Scott does. Hannah Bowles. Now, Hannah was our Group 2 point champion last year. DWB Oil and Gas. Her sponsors on the half-scale dragster. Jonathan Rolk from Visalia. 790 to dial for Jonathan. 795 for Hannah. And the win light goes to Jonathan as he runs 794 on the 790 off a 148 light. Hannah, wow, another great light. Terrible result at the top of the 8th mile. 821 on a 795 dial off a 004 light. Jonathan moves on to the next round. Sabrina Capps. I'm thinking she had some issues and they fixed them overnight. From Madera, the Mustang Ranch. She'll also be in C-Gas in that 67 Mustang. The 06 half scale and Sabrina dial 790. Gabby Schmidt from Golden Valley, Arizona, the 06 half scale as well. She dials 790. Sabrina goes much red. Done deal. Gabby goes next round. Mark and Diana are not pleased, but they have another go. And Mark's running NE1 and Sabrina's running C-Gas, so they're far from done for the day. Brendan Helgeson, Emma Duchelle, Brendan San Miguel, number 2 in the points. Fawcett Racing, Vaughn Construction. Helgeson's got, I think, 4 Wallies at home in his junior dragster career. Emma, 863 dial. Brandon, 790 dial. Emma coming by way of Palmdale in the 04 half scale. Thousandths of a second difference off the starting line at the 8th mile. Hey now, Emma has taken out one of the perennials. Brandon Helgeson runs 8 flat with a 4 on the 790. Emma runs 866 on an 863 dial and takes the win by 65 hundredths of a second. Taylor Morrell, Sam Demas, motivational. Junior dragster, 8 flat. Justin Ball. Rancho Cucamonga in the 04 motivational, 797 the dial. Tanner got a little pedal going on. A perfect reaction time for Tanner and an 8:13 time slip. Come around the corner with Sportsman. Hot rod. You should be in the lane. Matt's got himself fresh hopped up, back. Oh, Hot Rod Bob, the guy out there with the 50 Chevy, lost his ignition key last night. If you found it, he needs to be in the lanes and be running with it. It's an old key for Hot Bob. Person and Rick got 221 line. There is a gift first thing in the morning. Gets a win. Runs 1386 on a 78. A 21 on a 24 personer makes him a spectator, and if he's coming back for the Hot Rod reunion, he's parking his stuff way out there by the time slip booth. Tom Featherston, 1353 dial in the Mustang. Leah Shivington, a 1425 dial in the Nova. They run to the top end, see who's got a chance to get a butchie. Win line goes. 1392 for 9. On a 1353 dial, a 1492 on a 1425 for Leah, but that 377 light, not so good up against a 47 light. Lee Jones in that Galaxy 66 with the big block 460 dials at 1221. The reigning Sportsman champion from 2011 in that Chevy Monza in the Budweiser Lane Tower side, midline set. Now he's got another shot. He runs a 1210 on a 1200 dial off a 65 light. Taking out the Galaxy with a 33 light that runs 1236 with a 2 for Lee Jones on that 21 dial. Cleve Henderson. Cleve has got 4 March meet wins from the 60s. Cleve now running that 68 Mercury Cougar, State Farm Insurance sponsor. And a sign shot, which I'm too blind to see at this point in the morning. 12 flat, the line for Cleve over in the Automobile Club lane. William Glepensky from Bakersfield in the 72 Camaro with the small block 350 dials. 1465. There it goes, Williams. Here comes the usual amount of difference between the reaction time. Is it Gleek or is it Williams? At the strike, it's the Cougar. Gleek Henderson, 12-18 to the 2 on the 12 flat dial. William Klepensky, 15-15 on a 1465 dial. Neither one of them had great lights, but they had equal lights to one another, and the crowd goes wild. Richard Lillo out of Templeton, RL. A task, especially Garrett Trans, a Tascadero 64 Ranchero with a small block, 5-liter Ford that equals 302 cubic inches, a 12 flat dial. Adrian Van Doren. Adrian's been doing this deal for about forever. Came back to the chance for Richard Lillo for a free ride. Next round. Stacy Beck, she's driving the Little Nova. Her other half, Bill Smith's driving the Chevelle. So she's got the 64 Nova. 12-17 dial over in the Automobile Club lane. Chris Solis, Mira Loma, California 77 Corvette. Small block 350. Red ball, last lane for Stacy. Ride the next round. And Sportsman back down to 12-15. 12-17. Mike Black, same. 355 cubes, 12-45. Over in the Automobile lane, bunch from California. Yellow, it's no, it's 6-7. None of the beats says it's 207. $12.35. Well, now, is it going to be the Chevelle or the Nova at the strike flag? 12.45 to $735. A 64 on a 45. So bueno, Mike Flagg. You'll be watching. Phil Ross in that 64 Plymouth Fury up the hill at Lebec, Dallas 1256. And Jamie Liamas from Santa Maria High School. Art Foster, their mentor out there on the line, the 74 Mercury Comet with a small block 302 dials in 15 flat. Jamie gets around, red ball by Phil Ross in the Plymouth Fury. Old Bob found his key, good for him. 15-22 on a 15 flat for Jamie Liamas in the Mercury Comet from Santa Maria High School. You got to have a B+ average or better to go racing with the Santa Maria High School team. Fred Morgant in that 58 Morris Minor goes red, gives Eric Makowski a free round and free pass to round next in Sportsman. Mikowski dialed 1270, ran 1273. Fred Morgan, red on both ends. 327 Chevy Morris Miners, and the only miner left is just good Jody George. Mike Spencer out of Lancaster, the Chevy wagon. Small block stroker, 406, 1253 dial in Budweiser Lane Tower side. Stacy Ashley of Modesto. The 79 Challenger 318 dials 1465. Here comes the station wagon. Is he going to get Ashley at the line? It looks like yes. 1254 on a 53 for Spencer. The wagon runs down the Challenger and it runs a 78 on a 65. Bob Arana and no Chris Frederick. Wait a minute. Bob Arana is not running. It's a buy run. Arana is 83 years old from Lodi, runs with us at Kingdon, came down here to Bakersfield. That 50 Chevy with a 6-cylinder is a wicked piece. Dialed 1350, ran 1364 with a 4. So Bob on the single goes through the next round. Your Sportsman points leader, Chris Fredrickson. Bakersfield, the Oldale Auto Parts, Golden Empire transmission and clutch Charger. Dial 1201, 49 light. Up at the big end, Fredrickson runs 1201. That's your basic 52 package, and that's pretty good for Chris. Jess Boland's right there with Chris Fredrickson. 79 Mustang. These are a bunch of competition buys. Meaning the people that are supposed to be in the other lane broke, didn't show, not there. No está. So Fulham, 1322 dial on the single. 20 light in 79 Mustang 5-liter. And when he gets to the end of the quarter mile, says, bam, 22 down. And we're going to rock it up and go to